Hey track fans, how you doing? Right, so today's video is about seeing what we can achieve on 3 different table sizes. So what I'll do is I'll quickly check you out now. Ready? Okay, here we go. Right, I told you 3 different scales. Small, medium, and garden a little bit bigger. So the concept is that as popular as the small track syndrome, the STS track as we call it, small space, was, people said that's still a little bit bigger than the space they've got. So do we have obviously we're going to have limitations on a smaller track than a bigger space, on a smaller space than a bigger space, but how much limitation will we have? So the purpose of this video is to set up a track using each of the spaces to compare what we can get, what we can use and what we can do. So if you've got a small space and you're just like, I don't really want to risk it setting it up, watch this video to see, before you do it, how it's going to look. Right, let's check out the first option. Come on! Right then, so a top tip for anyone's track at home is firstly psychological. So if your track looks awesome, you're going to come and have a quick go, aren't you? If it just looks like some track laid out on the kitchen table, you ain't going to be as inspired. You ain't going to be as inspired. So first thing I recommend to do is cover it. Whatever you do, whether you have a little bit of wood cut to size that you bring out, or whether you've just got a little bit of cloth like I've got here that I ordered on. Sorry about a delay on getting the green on the table. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I do like it nice and flat. Whereas before, when I had the boards in here, I just painted the boards green, so it was forever that colour. I like it. Some people like a bit more concrete, but there you go. Just get a grey bit of material and voila. So it's just backing. Right, next thing to think about is power supply. So I just moved the cables out of the way because you don't really see them. Now what we've got here is a standard power supply that comes with most new sets now. This one is from the Fast and Furious. And then you've got the Arc Pro, which you can get. I think you can get it on its own. Pretty sure you can, or as a part of a bigger kit. If you want to see a review on this, check back to my Arc Pro Platinum set that I was kindly allowed to review. This is from it. So if you've got a small track, instantly you can see the advantage of having a smaller length of power base, and that's what I'm going to take advantage of. So that's where I'll start. Now I'm kind of thinking we're limited in space a little bit. You could have maybe just a straight oval, but I wouldn't insult your viewing time by just making you get to about 4 or 5 minutes and then boom, there's an oval. You're like, what did I turn up for? Get me out of here. Anyway, what I have thought to do, maybe introduce a cross piece, a crossroads like this, so we can get a drift circle going on. Now the problem I've got is this is sat on the shelf for a little while, and you can probably make out there's a lot of rust on there. So what I need to do is give it a session with my old friend Autosol. There you go, that's what I'm going to use. And I'll be right back in a moment after putting a bit of elbow grease in. So bear with. So now we can use crossroads. I think I will go for a drift track on this. So we'll plug the power base in near to where you're standing, just so you've got the ability to easily recalibrate your controllers or your cars or whatever it may be. We are tight on space, I'm going to admit, so I'll get rid of these bits because we're not using that power base. Grab all of these, saves us walking back there in a second. And we'll build, we will build. So it looks like it's going to work and fit nice to the table. Oh, we've run into a slight snag. What do we need to do here? We need to, is it this one? Or is it this one? Go an extra half on there. No. Maybe it's this one. And then this will need a half. And then we're pretty much halfway there, I reckon. All right, we'll try it out. In some smaller bits as well. So we've got the halves. Got some smaller bits. Just in case we need those. Ready. I suppose we should try and find where this will go, because this is the longer end. We'll bring it down. We might be failing. I'll tell you what, we might have to think about a different scale, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. You know, we've got to give it a go. We can just about credibly, yeah, it's overhanging, but we'll see. I think the power base is interesting. I think it's going to be the same, you know. I don't know if you can get a straight figure of 8. I don't think we're going to do it. Look, it's overhanging here like a good one. We're going to need like a bit of extension plank, but then that's not going to give you the ability to have a permanent setup. So does that mean we can only have an oval or a smaller scale? Don't know. Answers on a postcard in the comments. Would you slightly extend the track by like a plank so that you can balance each of the 8s on, or can it and shrink the scale? Well, we should find out. I'm sure around here somewhere I've got a smaller scale track. Okay, for now, we're going to admit defeat. See, this is what we're working out here. We're working out if it can be done. Now, some people can naturally think about space, is that going to work? Yes, no, and they're there. Boom, they don't need to do this. But my brain doesn't work like that. So I need to set it up, have a think about it, take it down, think about something else, and we'll do that now. Right, I'm going to fast forward this a bit while we get this packed down. So join me in a moment when we're ready to go again. Okay, here it is. I got another scale. Look, didn't I do well? So it looks like I've never had a go on this before, but this is an AFX, an AFX set, and we're going to check it out. All right, lap counter. So we'll lay out some pieces and then we can check out what we got actually, because I've never seen it before. But this is a HO scale, not head office, HO scale, would you believe? Ah, this looks like the power base, right? Cool. Okay, well, we just take a mooch around. So we've got some corners, got a lap counter, got the set. Let me bring it round so you can have a closer look. So this is how it looks. It's the Aurora AFX. It looks like it's got its own lap counters here. So interesting. Reset, okay, reset. And then I don't know what this business on the side is for. It says speed. So maybe you control the power outage by this slider here. And then this says auto or manual. Feels like there's 3 settings there. So I'll just stick it to manual for the moment, and then a start, and then you plug your things in the bottom. So we'll set that up. Okay, easy. Right, so then we've got some straights and some corners. So I mean, humour me for the moment because I've never had a go on this before. So I'm gonna build an oval to start with so I can get the hang of the speed or how it drives, and then once I've got a feel for that, then we can elaborate and see if we can get a different style of track going on. So let's just test it out first. My first AFX set. Looking forward to this. Absolutely. A little lap counter in there. Well, it all seems to clip together easy. I don't know, I think this looks technical. Shine a light, they don't make it easy. It's supposed to be a toy. Does it even go together? Okay, a little bit of brute force there. We'll give it a go, we'll stick it in. No, I just want corners, just give me normal corners. Quite malleable, as in like you can pretty much malhandle it, and it just sort of, it doesn't break or anything, which is pretty cool. Sticking the barriers on seems pretty simplistic as well, which is good because, you know, you don't want to waste your life trying to stick barriers on when you just want to have fun and test out how this drives, because I've never had a go on this. I'm actually genuinely quite excited. I've seen it at the festival and that, like the UK Slot Car Festival, because they have lots of HO scale tracks down there or similar. You can get smaller tracks from both Scalextric and Carrera. They do sort of 1 in 64 scale, they call it, and perfect fit here. Get that last bit in. Hopefully this is gonna work. Okay, it's clipped in, so we can definitely do an oval. I'll speed this up while I just put these barriers in, all right? Because no, it's boring, isn't it? No one wants to watch that. Here we go. Okay, right, so let's go. Let's get plugged in and see if we can get this AFS set working. Funnily enough, I got some cars here, and I got these car holders. Now I won't dwell on it, but I think everyone who's followed the channel for a while knows the story about these particular car holders. Not happy. So we've got 2 cars there to try. Any others? Yeah, got another one here. I'm gonna put that one out. So my first ever shot at HO, and before we go any further, it's poignant to say thank you very much to Rob Sale for gifting the channel this set to try out. Granted, it was quite a while ago, but we got there in the end, and here we are. I think I found a purpose on the smallest of the small track comparison. Might have to be a HO or a 1 in 64 Scalextric Micro or Carrera Go, whatever bush suits your fancy. So let me plug it in. Still feel that hernia. Right. Okay, I'm getting nothing. Oh. Okay, it's working there. All right, welcome back. I was having a think and it's a little bit stuttery, so I thought maybe, just maybe, this does look a little bit vintage, you know? So I'm going to change this. I'm going to see if the other power base gives us a little bit more skin in the game. Because it's literally just the power supply with the two bits. We'll see. Right, we'll plug it in. There you go. Nice and easy. Clips together nice and easy. It's a really lightweight track. Power to the main core. Yes. Okay, off the track. Off the track. Right, let's see. I don't know if it's the cars then. Yeah, that would have been off the track as well. Let me just grab those other two cars. We'll see what the other lane is looking like. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to probably say, hernia. That hurt. Anyway, right, let's try this one. So we had the inside lane, so we want try the outside lane. All right, well that's deslotted, but the Aston's got to work a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what these X boys are all about. All right, I'll give it another car. Try this one. All right, that seems to be working. Yeah, baby. Let's give them a little clean off in case they picked up some dust. Yeah, that's all right, actually. Little bit of jumping over there where the lap counter is. Lap counter's not counting laps because the lap counter is the wrong direction. Okay, I knew that. Why didn't someone let me know in the comments? So seriously, I've been like this about a week and a half now. I mean, it's so obvious. It's got arrows on it. Oh, like, someone's going to give me a right berating now. I hope AFX don't watch this and see that schoolboy error. Ugh. Sorry, AFX. Your stuff's cool. All right. Let's try it again. Now that we've got the lap counter the right direction. Oh, yeah, it's working. Lap 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is working. This is working. All right, it was the power supply all along. This is good. This is pretty quick. It is not coming off at all. Look how fast it's going. Yeah, everyone has its limit. Get off. Right, small track, small table. You're going to want an AFX, all right? That's just how it's got to be. Let me get you some measurements while we're here. All right, got my camera. Hold on, track fans. Track fans. Right then. So this is, I'll measure the track rather than the table, so then you know what you can fit in. So it's 1.22 meters or 4 foot for the dinosaurs. And then it's 2 foot, 2.2 foot or 68 centimeters for the new school. So 1.22 by 68 and or 4.4 foot by 2.2 foot, or yeah, that's right. Yeah, 1.22 meters. Right, so this size table. So your table size here is 1.27 meters by 80 centimeters. Okay, so not really going to get much on the go in the way of Scalextric on this table. You could get a Scalextric Go set. I haven't got one of those, Maybe after watching this video, Scalextric could possibly send me one to try out. I don't know. We'll see what 2026 holds. Anyway, so we'll move on from this one. That was on my AFX experience. Probably actually, hang on. All right, so that's part one. That's the first table of the 3 tables that we're going to be looking at and seeing what we can fit on. We'll move into the middle-sized table now and check that out. See what we can build on there. So stick with me. Part 2 will be coming up where we're going to do this. So let's get over there for part 2. Track 5!